Who gave them the permission to record me without my consent?
They don't have to have that.
By law? According to the law?
Yeah, according to the law, I'm recording you right now.
They don't have to what? To seek permission
Who
to
do
record
they need
me.
permission from? No, they don't need. Okay? Do you have any other questions?
I disagree with
Thousands of Somalians living in Minnesota are currently deported from United States of America. But before this mass deportation began, something happened. I want you to first of all pay attention and see these people's mindset from their own statement and judge for yourself whether they deserve to remain in America or be deported. Because the number one criteria or the qualification for any individual to remain in a country is to be a law-abiding citizen. You must give maximum respect and regard to the Constitution or the law of the land for you to be in that land. Otherwise, you are not qualified to be in that country in the first place. Listen.
During an interview, some Somalians living in Minnesota said they prefer Sharia law over American law. This has caused some Americans to express concerns about the difference in legal preferences.
My neighborhood of Minneapolis. Do you feel more comfortable living under American law, or do you feel more comfortable living under Sharia law?
Sharia law. Sharia law, yes. I'm a Muslim, I prefer Sharia law.
You prefer Sharia law over American law?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah. Now this is where it gets interesting. She was asked whether it is right to punish someone who insults Prophet Muhammad. Listen carefully to what she said.
He can make his daughter marry somebody.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. He has the authority, you know?
Authority, right?
Yeah, to do that, yeah.
So here, how young do you think it's okay?
Yeah, 15.
Is it right to kill somebody who insults Muhammad?
Yeah, because she is just, she had the religion, I understand. But she shouldn't pick up the prophet, you know?
Now this is why some Americans were not happy with the statement they made. People feel that if you're living in someone else's country, a country that welcomed you, offered you safety, freedom, and opportunities, then it's expected that you follow that country's laws. That's what some Americans find frustrating. They believe that while everyone should be free to practice their beliefs, the laws of the land should still apply. Others have a calmer view. They say this doesn't need to cause conflict. If someone feels that American law doesn't align with their beliefs, then perhaps the best thing is to live in their home country, in this case, Somalia, where they can practice Sharia law peacefully, without interfering with anyone else. So here's the question for you. Do you think people should be allowed to follow Sharia law in the community where they live, or should they follow the laws of the country they're living in? This is for educational purposes. Note hate. Every opinion is accepted.
If American law is not acceptable to you as a Muslim, why don't you remain in Muslim country rather than going over there to cause trouble? Remain in Muslim country where you can practice Sharia law and enjoy it. But they say no. They all prefer to live in non-Sharia country. But when they go over there, they keep making problem. All right, we want to send you back to the place where you will practice Sharia law. Now, watch and see what will happen.
Oh, don't be, man.
I think I live here 20 years.
We'll talk about it downtown. Keep moving.
My grandchildren at home. I was going to the store.
Watch your head getting in.
Please.
Head down.
You
Step.
see, they don't want to go back to their countries. They don't want to go back to their countries where they can practice Sharia law freely without any disturbance. What precisely does Muslims want? If I may ask you, what exactly does Muslims want? They don't want to live in their Sharia country. They want to live in non-Sharia country like America and UK.
Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that the country you lived in for decades no longer wants you there. Your kids go to school here, your job is here, your entire life is here. But with one political decision, it could all disappear. That is exactly what thousands of Somali families are facing right now. President Donald Trump's decision regarding temporarily protected status is once again putting migrant communities in the crosshairs. And this time, Somali families across the US are pressing for impact. Let's check this out.
I came to this country in 1990. I've been here 35 years before Trump's wife.
I'm here in downtown Cedar Riverside, the heart of the Somalian community. I've been invited into the Masjid Shafi'i Mosque, and I'm with Muhammad Ali, an elder here, a community leader here. And tell us a little bit about, Muhammad, this area. You were telling me this is like the heart of the Somali community.
This is the Cedar Riverside. This is the first Somalians when they immigrated from Somalia came to Minnesota. This is a hard city. Approximately 10,000 Somalis live in Cedar Riverside. It's a very big, large neighborhood. We got about approximately 4 or 5 mosques surrounded here. This is the main mosque, Imam Shafi'i, and the Imam Abdul Ghani Qardawi.
You are the imam of the mosque here, and you guys were telling me this is one of the first mosques in Minnesota. It's the heart of the community. Do you mind, Dr. Abdul Ghani, telling us a little bit about the mosque?
First of all, thank you very much for your coming here tonight, and we were really expecting you guys because I see that you were in the community and doing a lot of help. Masjid Shafi'i is one of the first mosques in this area or Minneapolis area. We are located in the Cedar Riverside, and Cedar Riverside is the biggest area of the Somali community. At least 8,000 people reside this area, and most of them they came from Somalia. I mean, there is a lot of people who was born here, but the elders and the first communists, they came from Somalia. The mosque has a lot of people. We have at least Fridays 500 to 700 people, Friday prayers. But since ICE came here, we feel that there is a lot of people are really not coming to the mosque.
500 to 700 people on Friday prayer is a lot of people. How has that changed since ICE has arrived?
We do 2 times in Fridays and 2 prayer times, and each one's close to 500 people, and that means it's 1,000 people. There used to be 1,000 every Friday here, but since the ICE came here, I think we have only 300 people Fridays total. Yes, because of everybody's staying home. Even if they are the citizen, they stay home. They are really frightened and they fear that they, get trouble with the ICE.
Sure.
So we were trying to talk to the community and let them know that, as long as you are citizenship, as long as you have a citizen, you should come and, participate in the prayer. But still, we are, missing a lot of people.
Honestly, truly, that's sickening. It's sickening that they can come into your community from Alabama and Texas, and you can't even go to Imam to mosque.
There's a young Somali man has been chased by ICE. He's an American citizen based on he got profiled based on his appearance, his skin color. And he said, I'm an American citizen. They dropped him on the floor. They headlocked him. It's all over the media. And we haven't seen all these thousands of videos have been uploaded on the website. We haven't seen any Caucasian and based on European descent. America, approximately 500,000 Europeans are here illegally, overstayed the visa, and does not have a status. And we haven't seen any Caucasian European being profiled based on it because of skin color. It's a straight up discrimination against the Somalian and Hispanics. Black and brown people have been profiled directly based on American citizens, naturalized citizens, American born. And this is unacceptable, and we need the discrimination to stop against the Somalians and the other people, Arabs and Hispanics. And as an immigrant myself, I came to this country in 1990. I've been here 35 years before Trump's wife. And that's what's going on. And we got profiled. Then I became an American citizen before Trump's wife. I got naturalized 2003. Over 2 decades, I'm an American citizen. And if I walk in the street, I'm going to get profiled based on my appearance. And this country is a stolen land and does not belong to nobody. And we all got immigrated. For example, Bovino is Italian. He came from Calabria, Italy. His grandfather was naturalized citizen. And look at Trump's wife. She came from Europe, East Europe, with a strong accent. She's not getting profiled. Why us? They're weaponizing the authority against the community, the minorities, and that's
TPS isn't a handout. It is not citizenship. It is a temporary lifeline given to people from countries experiencing war, natural disasters, or extreme instability. Somalia has qualified for decades due to ongoing conflict and humanitarian crisis. But now, that protection is under threat. For many Somali immigrants, TPS has meant the ability to work legally, pay taxes, and raise American-born children without fear. Some have been here for 20 to 30 years. This is not a short stay anymore. it is home. And that's where the controversy begins. So guys, what might have triggered this deportation? This is a question that most of us have to ask. So some people are saying that these might have been fueled from the fraud happening in Minnesota, Minneapolis, and also in Ohio. But also, there are those who are saying that the Somalis, they started agitating for Sharia law in the US. They don't want to integrate fully into the US. They just want to separate themselves. So let's watch the next clips, then I will come back with more commentary.
This man relocated from Somalia where they have their Sharia law, where he had the Sharia law that he loved so much. He relocated to the US where they have their own culture and practices and started agitating that the Sharia law should be implemented and imposed on the people of the US. And the US government said, we are not having it. They picked him up and gave him a free ticket. Yes, back to Somalia. They deported him. And now he's agitating. He's crying that jihadists are after his life. Excuse me. You think you are Muslim enough because you pray 5 times a day? By the time jihadists take over the government of that country that you are, you will realize that you can never ever be Muslim enough. Go and ask those in Afghanistan. Go and ask those in Syria why they ran away to go to another country to now go and be agitating for the same madness that they ran away from. It is because they know that it can never be as bad as they had it in the country that they ran away from. So that is it. So kudos to the US government. Any other person that wants Sharia law should go back to the country where they had it. You cannot go to a Western country and go and be agitating for the same madness that you ran away from in the country that you ran to. So kudos to the US government. I hope other Western states or Western countries would do the same thing. Anybody that is affiliated with anything Sharia, whatever agitation, they should just carry the person, bundle him, preferably with handcuff. They should send the person back to the country where he ran away from.
They will not enter there and remain quiet. They will enter there and still want to impose Sharia law on them. The same thing that destroyed the place where they left. The same thing that destroyed their home, they want to impose it on others. So, in other words, what Islam is doing is this: moving from desert, destroying a green land, and when they have eventually destroyed that green land, they will look for another green land to enter, going and destroying. Jesus Christ said that the enemy only came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And by their fruit you shall know them. The world need to open their eyes to the words of Jesus Christ, that these are words of wisdom. By their fruit you shall know them. If you want peace for the world, avoid Islam. We love Muslims, but that radical ideology, that pathetic ideology is not acceptable to me and to the world. For peace, you must do away with that pathetic ideology.
The funny thing is that most of these illegal immigrants, they don't even speak English. They don't. Let's work this out.
What's it like being a Muslim here in the United States?
I'm not speaking English, only one Somali language.
What does it mean to you to be a part of Islam?
I don't know, I'm not speaking English very well.
How are you? Do any of you speak English? English? No. Can women speak on camera? No.
The religion.
I kept going because I wanted to speak with some more of the elders here to see if they could share their story about coming here from Somalia and how they've seen the rise firsthand. However, none of them spoke English. How are you? Can I ask any of you guys some questions? No. Speak English?
English no.
No. Do any of you speak English? After a few interviews, somebody came up to us angry because we were asking people about the rise of Islam inside this community. My name is Dick Shirley.
What are you doing?
My name is Dick Shirley. I'm a YouTuber. We're doing a video on the rise of Islam here in the United States.
The rise of Islam?
Yeah, it's the #1 converting religion.
The rise of Islam. Make it make sense for me.
Yeah, it's the #1 it's the #1 converting religion in the United States, so we're doing a
the #1 converting religion in the United States.
It's like the #1 growing religion. So
wait, isn't it after Christ?
What?
Isn't it after Christ?
This guy wouldn't show his face on camera, and this conversation kept going for a few minutes, and he demanded that we deleted the footage of the interviews that we took here on the street. I said no, and he said, you better go, and we're gonna make sure you leave.
I bet you $1 million, at least half of them don't speak English properly. Either can't speak it or broken English. They out here patrolling the streets and take a call for service. I don't know English. You're a police officer. Put this idiot on here real quick. Roll it.
Ashano kamid ah odayaasha community-ga Soomaaliyeed iyo waalidiinta magaaladan degan ilmaha ku koriyay.
The Somali community here in Minneapolis has been welcoming and has shown love towards me, and I appreciate it. Over the last 3 years, we have been working together to try and address some of the real serious problems that we have in our community. We have to be honest at times with the problems that we're having in our community, and we need our community to help us fix those problems together.
I want y'all to look at the people in the background. They don't know what he's talking about. The guy right behind him is just like he reading Braille or something. He can't even look at the camera. He just that's like you go to Japan or something, or you go to Mexico and they speaking a language you ain't never heard of. These people are looking at him like they've never heard of English. They have no idea what he's talking. They can't even track what he's saying. Look at the one behind him. Look like a black dude with an S curl. They look like black people, but they got straight hair. It's crazy to me. Look at the one in the back. I have no idea what's going on. Like he's deaf. Roll the clip.
Because it's real and it's serious.
Guys, this next clip is so funny. Let's check it out.
Is that ice on the floor?
Ice? What's that? Is that ice?
You said ice?
Is that ice?
You said ice? You said ice? You said ice?
Guys, is this how things are happening in the ground? These young Somalis are trying to imitate what is happening on the ground. I'm not sure if that's how things are happening.
Hi, so I just really want to make this video from like a human space. This is something I've been really meaning to say, and I'm so glad that I can finally articulate it to you guys. So I'm Somali. I grew up in Minnetonka. I've been raised here my entire life. I am born here and I've lived here. I've studied here. I'm a pre-med. I do research, and that's usually the type of stuff I talk about on my page. But right now I feel like it's really important for me to say this. What I'm going to say is that I have been getting so many messages telling me to go back to your country, go back to your country. But the reality of the situation is the United States is the only country I've ever known my entire life. And the thing is, the great irony of it all is I'm not the ambassador of Somalia. I don't speak for Somali people. I'm not a spokesperson for this community. I'm just one young person trying to study, navigate life, and live like any other 20-something-year-old living here in this state. And so something that I feel like is going on is that there's a lot of immigrant people and first-gen, second-gen kids like me, with this weight on our shoulders, trying to explain everything going on in our communities, trying to defend our communities. But I'm really no different from any other 20-something-year-old trying to make it here in this state, in this country, in this world. And so I'm sharing this because I really feel like a lot of us are being treated this way and dealing with this quietly. But the reality is we aren't symbols. We aren't some type of ambassador. We are just human beings.
Yeah, I think that that's one perspective. But the other perspective is, you're just collateral damage from the bad decisions that was made, possibly from your family, depending on how they got here. Because we still have to ask the question, right? This young woman who, you have to love and respect the fact that they were able to articulate themselves and communicate clearly about what their plight is and what's happening over in the Somali community, which she's not necessarily saying anything that we don't already know, that people that are born here inside of the United States of America, especially ones that receive birthright citizenship, meaning that their parents may not necessarily be from here, and they may have come over here either illegally or temporary protective status, but it doesn't mean that it justify the fact that we are leveraging laws that were meant for American descendants of slaves, people that did not ask to be here, and them receiving birthright citizenship should not have been extended over into people that are just normally born in the United States of America, regardless of what their circumstances are. So while I acknowledge that we should make sure that we accommodate people that are legally here in the United States of America as citizens, you can't blame people that then speak loudly about the fact that we should be putting Americans first and the people that are here already, instead of advocating for and allocating our tax dollars for people that came over here illegally.
So supporters of Trump's decision argue that TPS was never meant to last this long. They say temporarily should mean temporarily, and that immigration laws need to be enforced as written. Critics, however, they say this ignores reality. What happens to families where the parents could be deported but the kids are US citizens? What happens when temporarily turns into a lifetime because going back isn't safe? What happens to communities that rely on these workers in healthcare, transportation, and small business when they suddenly go back to the country they came from? So this isn't just an immigration issue. It is an economic issue, a family issue, and a human issue. And here is the part that many people miss. This debate isn't just about Trump. It is about how America handles long-term displacement in a world where some crises never truly end. So TPS was designed for emergencies, but what do you do when the emergency lasts decades? So there is no easy answer, but for Somali families, the clock is ticking. So here is the real question. Should TPS recipients who have built lives here be given a permanent path forward, or should the original rules be strictly enforced no matter the consequences? So guys, drop your thought in the comment section. This conversation matters. And if you want more breakdowns like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. See you in the next video.